Afternoon, ladies and jelly spoons. Lovely to see ya. Yeah. What a beautiful, beautiful day. It's inclement. The sun's sort of out, but it kind of looks like it wants to rain. So I'm just chilling out a little bit today. Got a strap on it. Got a strap on, ladies and gentlemen. I have right now got a strap on. Yeah. It's holding my knee together. I mean, I've got a bad knee. I've done something to it. I don't know what, meniscus or tendon, ligament, who knows? I don't know. But it plays me up. So I put a brace on it, put a strap on it. I'm too scared to go to the NHS at a minute in case they put me down as a COVID-19. You don't know, do you? You don't know. But anyway, this intelligent virus that we have out there, as of the 24th of this month, you won't be able to go shopping without a face mask on. Stop you bleating. So, yeah. What the corporations are enforcing on us. It's disgraceful behaviour. Went for a long walk next to the river, fancied jumping in it, but I never did. No, don't jump in the river. No. You must brave this one out, ladies and gentlemen. Have you been allowed back on Facebook soon? What do you think of the masks in the shop? Massive action. Yes, my 90-day ban is up very soon. 30, 60, 90 ZP. I think that's 3 months. Yeah, it's 3 months. I was banned for 3 months for being me on Facebook. I went against their community standards. I'm not too sure they got any standards on there, to be honest with you. Strap Savaloy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've got my strap on. I'm right. I have, big time, but it's holding my knee together before you get too excited. But there was a picture the other day of a copper getting his throat slashed, and it was all about Black Lives Matter. But that never went against the standards, ladies and gentlemen. That was all right. That was fair game. That was allowed. And you got to think to yourself, whoa, what's going on? It's all driven, man. We got such a heavily driven media, corporate slut of a country now. We really have. We're so involved in corporatism and sluttery. It's unbelievable. And this guy, I can't think what his name is. I've just watched his thing. He's gone into a police station. The police station said, well, look at it as though your own home. He said, you might not want people in your house wearing masks. You might be all right with that. He said, and that's your choice. He said, but that's the same for a supermarket. Well, I thought, hang on a minute. These supermarkets are private corporations, ladies and gentlemen. They got nothing to do with for the people, by the people. Oh, man, I tell you, and it's becoming very apparent now, isn't it? That we've got these private corporations raping us and commanding on us. Well, I guess what? Sainsbury's, Lidl's, all that. If you're going to start, I won't shop there. End of. And if enough people do that, soon go bust. They'll be soon begging you in the door. Peeps, you really don't realise who holds the power. You all hold the power. Where you spend your brass farthings. Do you know what I mean? And if you shop locally in your villages, your towns, you're using cash. You're keeping that all going. Listen, we are really. Audi is German. Well, there you go. So it's an intelligent virus, because you would thought that if these politicians on the Tell Live Vision were really worried and concerned, and they felt that you had to be mandatory to wear a mask in a thingy, they wouldn't put a date on it. They'd just go, right, that's it. There's enough going on. Straight away, bosh, everyone wears masks. But they're setting time limits and dates. This is so, peeps, if you can't see through this, I tell you, I just don't know. So as of the 24th, the COVID juice is going to be getting you if you don't wear a mask in a supermarket. And they probably won't let you in. So you won't be eating. Oh. Jesus. Someone loves me. You won't be eating, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to give a big shout out to Colin, my mate Colin, and my mate's dad, Colin Murch, who's not very well. Bless you, my friend. I hope you get better soon. He says that he tunes in. I don't know whether he goes by his name on here. I think he actually might do. But if you, get in touch with us. If you know your blood types and that, I can give you the foods to eat that heal your blood type. All right, I was just watching a video with his Clinton black man talking about his blood on his face and his what's this? E.L. Maxwell on Messenger. Elijah Maxwell. Okay. We'll have a look at that a bit later. I've written 2 times 2 = 5 on my face mask. I'm looking forward to seeing people's reaction when I wear it in public. Are you going to wear it then, Matt? Fucking hell. Here, look. Looks like a massive diet then. Yes. Britons grow the food here and the Germans sell it to us. It's crazy, isn't it? It's fucking crazy when you learn it there like that, bruv. Everything is freely given. God, this is God's kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand where we're at, really. I don't. Maybe I'm just an old soul. Maybe I'm just rattling around in this body thinking, what is going on? You won't be eating. You don't wear the mask. You don't. And all this mask wearing is about sorting out the wheat and the chaff. The government, I think, now wants to see who's awake and who ain't. They want you out in visibility. They want you on your CCTV. Yeah, there's another one. He's asleep. He's got a fucking mask on. Oh, this one could be trouble. He don't seem to want to, wear a mask. My mate's just phoned the doctor, and the doctor's gone, we got 15,000 people on our books. How do you think we're going to write you out a little love letter like saying you don't have to wear a mask? All confusion. The doctors, the government, all confusion. There's no truth in any of them. And how they spin their lie and they spin their web is keeping you in a constant battle within yourself and confusion. That's it. That's how they roll. They can't. They're just. I don't know. I don't know what the outcome is for all these politicians. I don't. Do they continue in this craziness, madness? Don't know. I don't know. I think people might start to get it soon and start waking up. So Colin Murch, I know you're not well, brother. Big shout out to you. Hope you get yourself sorted out. And sanitizers. I walk into a shop. No, I ain't having it. You're putting alcohols and all that sort of stuff into your body. You keep doing that. Don't forget your skin's a two-way thing, right? You got an epidermis. That's why you sweat, people. That's why you don't just internally combust when you get hot. Babies do. Babies can't sweat until they reach a certain age of pubescency, I think. So a baby, when they go into febrile convulsions, is they've got too hot. They've got a bit of a fever or a cold or a cough. And that's it. They go into a febrile convulsion. I know fully well what a febrile convulsion is. I saved my son's life many years ago when he was about 18 months old. Had a febrile convulsion, passed out, swallowed his tongue. Bless him. My mother-in-law at the time was trying to give him the mouth-to-mouth, but what she didn't realise, she was pushing his tongue further down his fucking mouth. Craziness. And I just, in a split second, he'd gone all floppy like a rag doll, and I shit myself. I didn't know what to do, where to turn. And I just remembered in my head that a woman over the road was a nurse. So I kicked her front door in, believe it or not. I just ran over, kicked her door in. She sat there with a dinner on her lap, and her husband, Jeff, looked at me and said, fucking hell, what's going on here? And I just grabbed her, and I dragged her over to my house, and she took one look at my son. And bless her, Cindy, you're a lifesaver. She popped him on her knees like that. Popped her finger in behind his teeth, rolled his tongue out, and give him a couple of Heimlichs, and he went. When he started breathing, and we all fucking had a sigh of relief. And my wife at the time was pregnant with my daughter, and she's going, if he dies, I'm not having this one. And my whole world was collapsing around me ears, man, let me tell you. But by the grace of God, he's still with us, and he's a very fine, handsome young man now. So that's what we do when we're pushed into corners, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we roll. We come out fighting. You know, we never surrender to the darkness. We fight it with all our might, and I did that day for my son, blessed be. And we're now in a fight or flight mode in this country. If you ain't wearing a mask, you're not eating. That's it. Because the corporations, it's not law. It's just that the corporations who own the building, because they're not public buildings no more, and for the people, by the people gigs, say, no, you're not allowed in. It is a fascism through the back door. I say it's the only way I can see it. Food is food, man. You need food. Food should not be used as a weapon, either financially or, as in the case, if you don't put a mask on, they're using food as a fucking weapon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Hunger Games. Can you not see that? Yeah, it was. He was lucky. He's lucky to be here. My son is lucky to be here. You're really lucky to be here, and it was scared the bejesus out of me. But I could have sat there and cried like a baby. But no, I thought on my feet. I've always been someone that thinks on my feet and life first and all that. And it just popped into my head that Cindy over the road was a nurse or an auxiliary or whatever she was. She had a gingham uniform on. She was actually been at work. She had a uniform on at the time. And I can remember I kicked her door in and she's got her dinner on her lap and Jeff sat and the kids at it and she's got the telly on. And I just see their faces look at me like fucking what the... And I just grabbed her. And as soon as she seen my boy, she knew exactly what I was doing. I had to repair all the door and sort all that out. But there's a good chance that if I hadn't done it quite like that, he probably would have died. And I think he would have died, in fairness, because when he took his breath, when she popped his tongue out of the way and gave him a couple of chest pumps from behind, she was down her hands and knees and then whopped him up. And the way he started breathing, it was such a long, big, deep breath. I thought he was close to gone, man. I mean, very close to gone. It makes me go a bit chilly just thinking about it and talking about it. But that's how close, ladies and gentlemen, we are all to life and death. It is in a heartbeat. I had a guy years ago on a building site in the Isle of Dogs. I used to be a tearaway back then. I can remember I was working on this big site in a place called Roffey Street in the Isle of Dogs. And I was doing all the lead work on the roofs and the bricklayers weren't raking the joints out properly. So we always had to take a fucking grinder up and grind them out. So I'm up there grinding them out, getting covered in sand and all that. And I always used to keep this cutter and generator on the van. So whenever I got a clamp, which was probably once a week, I'd just cut it off with my grinder. So funny. And my lad that used to work with me, Andy, used to go, "This is highly irregular." I said, "Well, don't give a fuck. This is my motor. I'm fucking going home." Isle of Dogs, yeah. But I was on the site, and the site agent's brother, who's assistant, collapsed on a big pile of pallets and timber, and I heard him go over. I was first putting all the heating and plumbing in this house, and they were townhouses in Roffey Street. And I looked at him, and he's fitting. I went down, and I'd done the same with him. I put him in the recovery position, and he was going purple and biting his tongue. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And I phoned an ambulance, and it took him 20 minutes for him to get there. By this time, he'd come round and he wanted to get up and carry on with his business. And I put my foot on him and sat on him. I said, "You ain't going nowhere, bruv." I said, "You've been out rolling around like Fred Astaire on this pile of wood here." I said, "There's something ain't right with you." And we wait for the ambulance to come. They took him away. And then I went and sat down, had a cup of tea in this house I was working in. And I was shaking so bad because I couldn't believe what I'd just done and what I'd seen. That I had to go home. It really bothered me. It took me a few days to get over what I witnessed. So, yeah, life and death is a funny old thing, but I'll always try and protect life and save life because I think that's all what we're endowed to do, right? We're endowed to be here, right now, and we should be protecting life. And listen, there will be a second curve, ladies and gentlemen. If everyone from this 24th, and these are all the timelines that are being set out by the Gestapo establishment, if everyone in this country is going to start wearing these masks, then you best there's going to be a second spike because they're going to fuck their lungs up. If you wear a mask, one of these masks for a prolonged period of time, you are putting damp spots on your lung, fungus on your lungs, and your CO2, your carbon dioxide blood levels are going up in your blood like there's no tomorrow. So wear them at your peril. You know, I'm not saying don't be respectful of people, give them the space they require. You know, we should all love each other like thyself. That's what the good book says. But I think these corporations and this government have just taken it a little bit too far. And I actually think there's going to be a massive snapback. I actually think that the people of this country are going to go, "Yeah, we've had a fucking enough of this." Didn't you? Well, I hope so. Look, this is the test now. The test is in the next month or two, if people don't push back with all this, you must wear a mask, there's no choice in it. Well, hang on a minute. God give me the right to breathe clean, free fucking air, right? You want to take that gift away from me? Well, if people don't suppress that and push back on that and be respectful to life and others, then, well, maybe that is the cataclysm. Maybe that is the cataclysm. where it will just be too far gone and it will be too far lost. And we will absolutely see a separation of the wheat and the tares, the wheat and the chaff. They're certainly testing us. The government are certainly testing us right now, and they're seeing how far they can get away with stuff. And I think they will. I don't think that people in this country anymore have got the backbone and the guts to stand up to tyranny. I really don't. I think they're just going to roll over with their legs in the air and say, how hard do you want to tickle my belly? Come on now, just tickle it hard. So we're going to have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a proof in the pudding, because there's one thing being asked to put a mask on. There's one thing to be asked to get a driver license. There's one thing to be asked to pay your council tax. There's one thing to be asked to pay your income tax if you're a decent, upstanding, perfect member of the community. But when they start saying, you're going to fucking wear one, otherwise we're going to send our boys with all the weapons around to sort you out, or whip you out of that shop with our weapons of mass destruction, I'll tell you what, you must see that you're not living in freedom. You must see that. I really hope that you do. Worldwide, I hope, indeed, I pray. I pray every day that mankind wakes the fuck up. I really do. I really do. So we're going to see. But the biggest thing is, if all these supermarkets, it's like Morrison's and Sainsbury's, they were so arrogant years ago when these Germans popped into town, Aldi's and Lidl's, that they kind of shook them off their shoulder like a fly off of a burger or whatever, and like say, oh no, and they actually all said then they're going to affect us. We're too long in the game. We've been around too long. The British people love us. Well, in point of fact, when you get a people into a Hunger Games kind of society and a group of people, they won't give two fucks about going down and getting something £2 cheaper down the road. Sainsbury's and all that, if you're naive enough to think that your loyalty from your customers after you fucked them all up the arse for the years for all your expensive prices are going to give two fucks about you and they're not going to go down the road to shop elsewhere, then you are misguided and beguiled and you are not of a sound mind. And that's exactly what's happened, excuse my friends. They've gone elsewhere. People have gone like a mass army is descending on Aldi and Lidl. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play this one with the mask. Apparently, there's going to be a £100 fine. Isn't that a surprise, ladies and gentlemen? Is there always not a fine involved with government and their agencies? Is it not now the case that government is only there to fuck you up the arse and put their hands in your pockets? Is that not the case? Yeah, you name it. Speeding fines. You can't go over a bridge now that you all bought and paid for and built without having to pay a toll because there's a troll under the bridge. You have to pay for everything. I won't pay for it. I won't pay for bridges, tolls. I won't. I just say, open the fucking gate. This is my kingdom, my creation. I will fucking pass, and I have a right to pass. Because they're supposed to work for us, ladies and gentlemen. They're not supposed to be treating us, the people, like this. This is fascism, communism in via the back door. And we know how painful that can be, right? Well, I don't, but I've just heard on the grapevine that's what happens. There's no more people wearing masks from our area, I've noticed. Good. Oh, there's more people. Oh, dear. Well, that's your second spike, ladies and gentlemen. Overexposure to mask wearing. I wonder if people are wearing them when they're having sex. What do you reckon? Yeah, I wonder how many people are looking at each other in the longing eyes. They've got their Barry White album on, you know. He's got the blancmange setting in the fridge. He's ironed his stay press. He's got his Brute 33 out. And his eau de toilette spray, and she's got the booby mist out, and then all of a sudden they have that long, beautiful stare in each other's eyes, and they try and kiss, and they're kissing through these masks. I wonder if they dare pull them down. Yes, more people wearing masks. I tell them you want to start getting dizzy, take it off, your oxygen levels are dropping. They soon take them off. They do, mate. It's going to fuck you up. Let me tell you. If you put one of these masks on, now look. I'm in the building game, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, I'm very good with my hands. My hands have been the beautiful part of my life and my brain. I've used both in beautiful harmony with one another. Oh, yes. Yes, we have. And I've worn a mask many times. A lot of the time just so that my face is not offensive to others. That's sometimes it happens when people give me the wonky look. I put one on. I'm less offensive. And to be fair, a lot of these masks downtown, they've made a lot of people a lot better fucking looking. I've got to be honest with you. It has. I'm double taking on some of the girls down in there going, She's all right. Which one? The one in the mask, look. She's lovely. Look at her, but I'm looking at her eyes, love. It's in her eyes. Her eyes are fashionable. She's so lovely. So, you know, it's made a lot of people a lot more better looking. Let's be honest. It has. It really has. But the point is this. Being in the building game, wearing them, having rubbed down many a wall, many a skirting board, ripped down plenty of ceilings, the old lava and plaster ceilings, and put up gyprock ones and plastered them. You know, I'm good with my hands, like I say. I take these masks off with the little respirators on them and them little nose clips. You can paint the nose clip in the top man. It makes it look like, are you over there rubbing down? Yeah. Right, you can pinch the nose clip down on top. And they pinch on your nose. You feel, it's extra protection. Protection here, double bubble. And you got the little thing on the side, that little thing with. You take it off, lo and behold, you got all dust around here, dust up your nose. You go outside, go, and you put it in your hand, and it comes out all chalky white. You go, oh, fucking hell, it's on my lungs. Listen, I haven't cared about my lungs all my life. I'm still fairly fit. Yeah, reasonably good looking at 53 this September. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, has this geezer done it? But the point is this. All throughout my working life, ripping out Asbestolux flus, I couldn't give a shit whether I die of lung cancer. I couldn't give a shit whether I die of cancer. I couldn't give a shit if I was having a shit and I was on the pan and I died. That's out of my control, ladies and gentlemen. That is out of my remit. If I get the COVID juice and go, so be it. By the grace of God, go I. You know, I'm not worried about dying. Dying for me, I accepted death a long time ago. But all these people now, they're all in so much fear. And this is the problem. I always wondered to myself about 10 years ago, I thought to myself, there's going to be a time come where this system really tries to wreak havoc and put its pressure on a lot of people. And I'm thinking, how are they going to do it? They're not going to be able to do it with a war. It's going to have to be something quite psyoptic, something that people don't realise is going on. Voila! The COVID juice has turned up and everyone's having an hissy fit. And I'm not overly worried about going shopping with the police, with not wearing a mask after the 24th, because this illness is so intelligent, it ain't going to start attacking people in supermarkets on the 24th, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you've got another 10 days grace to get in there. It's the people that are in these shops out there. I'm more worried about these motherfuckers. Let me tell you, I am more worried about my brothers and sisters out there wanting to take my eyes out because I'm not wearing a mask. Well, everyone has to wear one. It's the law. Oh, okay. Oh, it must be fucking right. It's the law. Why? Because some politician said so. Well, I'll be fucked. It's your birthday. 00LP0 Alopo. Is that Alopo? 0207 House of Commons, please. Leave message about the masks, 2 p.m. till 4. Let me know. That's it, right. It's a fucking disgrace, people. You've got no choice, no free will. It started years ago with the seatbelts. Put your seatbelt on, otherwise we're going to lock you up, mother trucker. I might not want to wear a seatbelt. I might quite like to fancy my lungs and my organs within my chest might continue going on that journey with me through that vehicle, as opposed to hitting my rib cage and causing and dying from internal bleeding. That's what happens. But it should be a choice. Everything in life should be a choice. It should be your free will choice to put the seatbelt on or not put the seatbelt on. If you're going to be dragged out of that motor because you ain't got a seatbelt on and some corporate idiot reckons you have, and his Gestapo leader getting 25 grand a year, beats the shit out of you and kills you, well, that individual's going to have to face God at some point and face for judgment. Let me tell you, I know this to be facts. But they do it because their bosses tell them so. And that's how depraved the English are. We're a nation full of fuckwits now. I don't use that term lightly, and it's quite embarrassing to use it, but we are a nation of fuckwits. It's the law. Why is it the law? Because we say so. It's disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. They're supposed to work for us. Did you ever get your Darth Vader mask? No, I didn't. I didn't want to go to the dark side. There is someone with a Stormtrooper mask, but I'm wondering whether I'm going to get wrestled to the ground by the Gestapo. That's the only downside of it. But I don't walk in fear. Every cop I've ever had any intercoursing with, not like sexual times, but intercoursing, I've always had a very pleasant interaction, even when I didn't have no MOT or tax. Whammy window down. All right, Governor, what's going on here today? And they just both went away. They both just left me alone. They could see I was a man of good, decent upstandingness and I weren't out to cause anybody harm. And they just went. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever come across. And to the two Kent police constables that did that and just walked away that day, God bless you. Thank you for your grace. They just left me. It was quite funny. Have you ever seen my skull? They wouldn't let me on a bus. You're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Aloha, Danny. How are you, love? Did you ever get... No, I didn't get Darth Vader mask. Anyone conforming to wearing a mask is an enemy of we the people, as we know the government have been foreclosed. Amen. Amen. So, people, we're at this point in time, man, where things are getting fucking frisky. And I'm just sat in my armchair, chatting away, rambling away, hoping that people get it, hoping that people wake up. The channel's growing, by the way. Although it's growing slowly, there has been, views-wise, on all the channels and the shares, there's been 400 shares, I do believe. And I think it said 5,300 something views out of everything that's going on. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with the way the channel's growing. It's growing very nicely too. And of course, I'm intercoursing with all you great and wonderful beings out there. Absolutely right, mate. Free to smile. Amen. Look, when you're debasing yourself from your standing as a man, when you've got a mask on, when you're wearing a dildo, you're not in your natural state. What is the first thing you see when you go to a supermarket, whether someone's going to like you or not? They smile at you or they spit at you and you think, fuck, I'm walking the other way. Oh, she's quite all right. She's smiling at me. I'll go and ask her where the chorizo is. You know what I mean? Now, you can't see no emotion. And it's a submission. The slaves used to wear masks. Slave masks. Peeps, fucking hell, wake up. Come on, you can do this. It's not hard either. It's really not hard. So Aldi's and Lidl's, I hope people boycott them and go local and that they have to just admit humble pie. And this is the great thing about all this, you see. When you stop using their facilities, they'll be begging you to go back in without a mask on. They'll be saying, everyone is free, come on, we've dropped our prices, yeah? When you stop shopping at these outlets and paying their prices, don't shop there. They'll soon come a begging. They'll soon come a knocking at the fucking door. When the fuck, excuse my French, was food supposed to be used as a weapon against us, the people? Can you not see it? Your food is supposed to be pretty free, It's not supposed to be a luxury. It's not supposed to be something you overly think about going and getting a week's shop. Some people I know spend £600 to £1,000 a month on food. That's 12 grand a fucking year. That's mental nuts, man. That's just not right. I'm growing loads. I'm growing loads of food, fam. Let me tell you. I've been out tending to my little patch earlier on. I am. I'm telling you. They shut shops. I'm chucking on a sweet and sour cream corn on a cob, mate. I'm telling you. I really am. I'm lucky I can do it. I'm lucky I can grow. But I see this coming. I see this weapon of war, of the food, where we've got corporations and government in this country now holding the people of this country to ransom for food. Do you know how dangerous that is? Do you know how fucked up that is? And the government just idly go, oh, nothing to do with us. It's a shopkeep. They never own anything. Government never own anything. If you go and say you're doing this, they don't own nothing. They're just cowards. They're yellow bellies. They fucking run away. If someone come to me and said you're doing this and I was doing it, I'd say, yeah, I am, yeah. I wouldn't run from nobody. These muppets, you phone your doctors, oh, it's not us, it's the councils. You ring the councils, no, it's not us, it's central government. You ring central government, no, it's not us, it's the police. Oh, you ring the police, no, it's not us, it's the social services. You ring social services, no, it's not us, it's the geezer down the church, knobbing the choir boy. Oh, you ring him up, it's not him. Then all you've done is gone around a fucking big circle and got nowhere. That's the game, that's the gig. Yes? That's the gig. That's what goes on. They're not accountable. No MPs. They've all shut up shop, gangsters. They've locked themselves up behind big steel gates with men with machine guns. Do you know how fucking dangerous this is? Do you know how dangerous that is? This great country called England is now mob ruled by a mafia. I wish you all well. I really do, for the futures. Like you got no tomorrow. I hope that the grace bestows upon you. Fucking hell. Jesus Jones says, I'm surrounded by fields of food, sweet corns galore. Might bump into children of the corn, worship the devil, but hey ho, mate, just go and get some fucking sweet corn. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Anne Marie, definitely free to smile. Amen, Dan. They are imposing their will on us, the sovereign people of this country, and it's sick. They don't care. They got no emotion. Find me an MP that's got any emotion. Find me a councillor that's got any emotion. Find me a senior service citizen that works in Parliament that's got any emotion, that cares about people. They're only interested in their own fucking agendas, lining their own pockets and fucking you up the arse. Excuse my French. That's all they're interested in. This is for adult entertainment. There's not children. This isn't the children's channel. It's not for children. Don't do Jack and Norrie and all that on here. Yeah? But people just keep going along with all this. Yeah, I'm going to wear a mask. Yeah, I'm going to have the mandatory vaccine. Oh, fuck me. When this vaccine comes out, you ain't going to see nothing like it, mate. You think this first one's been a taster, a little bit tasty? Whatever it's been going on, you wait till that comes. You wait till the mask-wearing vaccine fuckers start dropping like flies, and they are going to drop like flies. They really are going to drop like flies. These masks are bad. There was a guy 2 weeks ago going down the road in his car. He's got all the windows out. I think he's got some fly spray in there, spraying the old cockpit. He's got a mask on. Sounding like Darth Vader. Can you imagine? He's in his own car. He's got all the windows up. No fresh air. One thing the body needs in the life, gentlemen, is fresh air. Like Barbara Windsor when her bra come off, yeah? In Carry On Camping. Wallet, oi, oi. And Sid James went, ha, 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 ha. Didn't he? You remember? You need fresh air in those lungs. Come on, Barbara, push those arms out. Yes, ding. You need. He's in his car. The windows are up. They're up. He's got his mask on, fly spray, this spray, that spray, sanitising. He passed out at the steering wheel. Took out a tree. T-boned it. Airbag's gone off the lot. He's burnt his lungs on the. Well, whether the gunpowder from the airbag got through his mask, his COVID mask, I don't know. Be able to go to hospital. Why did he pass out? He passed out because his carbon dioxide levels in his blood had gone off the Richter scale, all right? And he passed out. And he's lucky someone found him, because if he'd have had that mask on for months long, he probably would have killed himself. Carbon monoxide, another dangerous mother trucker. Carbon monoxide gets you over a week, a month, a year. Depends on the concentration of the carbon monoxide. If an appliance, you're talking to a gas engineer, if an appliance is spilling every little bit of carbon monoxide, just farting it out now and again, it can take months and months for that level to build up in your bloodstream. And what carbon monoxide does is it changes the shape of your blood cell. It goes from round with a nice hemoglobin and a nucleus and a positive and negative charge. That's how your blood is when it's beautiful and it's not all huddled together. It makes it look like a submarine. It makes it look. And then what happens is, when you get to a point where you've had too much carbon monoxide, you realise you're starting to feel a bit ill, like you want to puke up and that you're in trouble. And then you try and move. And with that exertion, because you're not staying as cool as a cucumber, because your body's gone into that state of, I'm fucked here, I'm going to die, or something's happening, I need to get out. You try and exert yourself, and because of the transfiguration of the blood in your body from the carbon monoxide poisoning, that's why they've always found bodies of carbon monoxide poisoning in really weird positions, like crawling across the floor or trying to get out of a chair. And then they go bright pink, like they've been on the beach for having a siesta for about 5 hours and got some really deep redness, and it's not quite gone brown yet. They look like lobsters. Carbon dioxide's no different from that. I'm someone that's been involved in gases and all that for many years. These arseholes in the courts have verified just you need to feel the tightrope around the necks for treason and perversion of justice. All unlicensed with no authority over the tyranny. Dan, I can't, mate, I couldn't agree with you anymore. And I love what you do, brother. I really do. I don't blame them anymore. I blame the people that turn a blind eye to ignorance with a bliss. Craig Baxter, I agree. Yeah, mate, amen to that. Aye, bloody men. Alan Walker. And my mate Alan works with the dead. He said, I won't be wearing any masks nor taking any vaccines, signing your own death warrant. Boom. And this is a man that works in an undertaking department, dealing with stiffs all day. Bit like a prostitute. She's dealing with stiffs all day. At least she gets paid well. And it's hers freely to give, right? She's sat on a fortune. My mum always said that to me. I never understood her as a young man. She stood the cat. I'm married to your dad, but I'm sat on a fortune. I'm like, what is she fucking chatting on about? I don't understand that. Do you know what I mean? But I get it now, obviously. Every day's a school day. Yep. A lopo. Ulupo. O-O-L-P-O. A lupo. A lupo. A loopy. A lupo. Where do you get your shopping, Dave? Well, my missus has been getting it, see? I do go every now and again, Aldi's and Niddles, but trust me, I'm up the home growing stuff. And I'm going to be shopping locally. Fuck them. They're not getting no more. I'm not spending money yet. And then if everyone says, right, we ain't going there no more, fuck them, and only a few people dribble through the doors, all of a sudden the masks are not very fashionable. Do you see where the power structure goes here, right? The power structure and hierarchy of this is that apparently the monetary system is king, right? All these politicians love the fact that you bend over, do all their paperwork and keep paying all your taxes and get fucked all day long, sideways from Wednesday. They love that. That's all you are to them. But the minute that you start starving out these people, they'd very soon change their tune. If you all started to withhold your taxes and stop forming and paying to this corporate government, right, they'd soon change their tune. They'd go, oh, fucking hell, we're being it hard here. They'll have to come back down to the real world. So that's what I suggest you do with all your supermarkets. Try and find locally, get some fair trade and barter going up with people. I don't know, maybe your mate goes out fishing, get him to get you a nice big fish. You give him some courgettes and some spuds and some carrots, and you start doing it the proper way as we're supposed to, right? Give a man a fish, he can eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he can eat forever, right? So there's some deep, very biblical scriptures that teach you wisdom and what this world really is and the times that we're in, right? Revelation is, if you ever really want to understand the time that we're in right now, just read Revelation, but don't read it as a scary book, because Revelation is not scary. It is a beautiful ending, and it's about a time period that we all have to go through to get to that beautiful, beautiful ending. And I say hallelujah. But it teaches you so much, and it is the only law that we have to abide by. Our Father in heaven, that's it. That's the only law that we were put here that we have to abide by. All man-made law is secondary to the Most High, and it's the truth. That's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I'll only deal in the truth. It's sad that we're in this time period, and it's sad that people can't see what's going on. I understand why they can't see it, because they're all out working, bringing children up. They've not got the time to look in. Mums are at home cooking. The dad's out working his arse off, trying to pay the rent, the mortgage, the bills. And it just keeps everyone in this gridlock system. And it's only when you come out of that Talmudic system of goyimship, where you're a fucking slave, a corporate slave, and you have a bit of time because you deny all these suckers a lifeline, and they're just blood-sucking leeches. That's all government is. They're just blood-sucking leeches. And they want your soul. They want your obedience. And they are going to get your obedience, ladies and gentlemen. You will roll over. Or every single one of you will roll over. For none shall buy nor sell, rich or poor, bond or free, slave. It's true. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But I'd rather eat my own foreskin than go and beg to a supermarket and put a fucking mask on against my will and my wish, and them harm. And this is the thing, the people in the shops that are implementing this, you have to be responsible for your fucking actions. Your bosses are telling you to do things to harm sovereign men and women of this country. You are not excused. If you're on the door of these Lidls and Aldis, you're responsible for making sure and telling people they can't shop there if they ain't got a mask on. You own your shit. Own it. Don't do it. Say to your employer, no, I'm not prepared to do that. If you want to do it, you go and fucking do it yourself. I'm not your lackey. Time to grow a pair. If you all decide to say to your bosses at Lidl's, no, we're not going to implement this. If you want this, you're the fucking manager. You get out and you tell the people. All right. And then all they're going to do is call their bully boy police mates. And the bully boys are going to come down and kick your fucking head in. Because that's all they know. They're arseholes. They're worse than arseholes. But don't carry out. You should realise that you're responsible for every action. Every action I do within my working remit, whatever it is that I do. A guy a couple of days ago asked me to do something that I wasn't happy with. And I went, no, I ain't doing that. He said, well, why not? I said, because it's going to harm me and it's going to harm you. I'm not prepared to do that. It's not proper. I said, you go and get the correct bit and then we're on. If not, you'll have to find somebody else. I'm not prepared to cut them kind of corners. My morality stepped in. Otherwise, I could have just gone, oh, fuck it, I don't give a shit and done it, yeah? And potentially caused a problem. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. So these people that work in these pubs, restaurants, I understand you're all scared shitless. I really do. But you haven't got a set of balls. You haven't got a set of gonads. You are not fucking prepared to stand up. You would rather just be complicit in all this bullshit because you're getting a coin out of it. Well, it's a dirty coin then. You're not turning a clean coin. You're turning a dirty coin. So you're okay with a restaurant and pub without mask. What's the fucking difference? Fuck all. All you see, all it is to see you obey. Give me a fine every day. I love it. See if the dead man can pay it. Exactly. We know. We're luckily, brother Dawson, with me and yourself and many others, we know how to separate the wheat from the tares, right? I know, Craig, I'm 66 and the youngster's not interested. Trev, mate, listen, don't never be discouraged about what it is you're doing. Always stay in faith. Always stand in correctness. Always know that you're valuable. Always know that you're precious. Always know that you are amazing. You are all amazing. And I don't want to see you lose your amazingness. I really don't. I want you all to just live your life in greatness and be free. And that's the reason why I come in here and rant and have a little swear up now and again, because that's just my way. Doesn't mean to say I'm disrespectful. I'm not. I just have to question the nonsense that's going on in this country. And how did we end up in this communism? You can't eat. Put the fucking mask on. Be a good bitch. It's all about submission. Submission. Put your slave mask on. There you go. You can go and get your spring onions now and your tomatoes. But without that, you're not having your spring onions and your tomatoes and your Quaker's oats. This has got to stop, people. This has got to stop. And I suggest that should be a lot of brave people out there right now saying that this is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. Should be about free will choice. And this is a free will universe, right? But the system every day wants to take your free will, your free will, your free will, your free. If you've got to put a mask on, you've got no choice. You're not free. You're not free. You've got no choice but to comply with a constable at the side of the road. Otherwise, going to stomp on your head and take your car and crush it. You're not free. That makes sense. Constable takes your kids, social services. You're not free. You're not free. Your kids are not free. You're slaves. It's time to wake up to the slavery, ladies and gentlemen. We are making steps in trying to address this, and we will win, because the light always shines on the darkness like you've got no tomorrow. I witnessed a mask wearing Mong yesterday, smoking a cigarette with a mask around the neck. Oh, fantastic. Nothing but a mental asylum with self-assured idiots that can't even spell their own name. Mate, I couldn't agree any more. My family member today is going about, oh, yeah, it's got. I said, you're just making a roll up there, bruv. You don't care about your lungs? I said, that. I said, that's the grace that a young man has, that he's blasé and turns a blind. Oh, that's all right, I'm invincible. But as you get older, you'll realise that you're not quite as invincible as you once thought you was. Just give Commons number to two young lads and a taxi driver. God loves a try. Amen, brother. May you succeed in all of your endeavours. Yes, we're in amazing times, man. Karen Campbell, good evening, Princess. Lovely to see you. Colin Murch, brother, I know you're not well. I know at some point you probably will watch this video. I want to send you my love. I will pray for you. And I will, if you tell me what your blood type is, I will tell you and give you information on what foods and what things you can do to maybe try and give yourself a little boost your body so badly needs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be doing a Zoom call tonight in my group with Event 202, with the Warrior Calls and with the Casanova Show. So I'm going to go and do some grub before that happens. I've got mental health getting a card on a layout saying I can't wear one. Everyone get one. You shouldn't have to justify. You shouldn't have to put anything on paper to justify the fact that you don't want to wear a fucking mask. Because if you do, you're living in communism, man. Just go and get your fucking groceries. Years ago, we had corner shops that done all sorts, from sherbet dips to tiger sweets and blackjacks and all that stuff. And then he'd have a section where he'd have his newspapers, and then over the other side, I can remember the shop, he had all his fruit and veg, and he had a cheese canter and a bit where he used to slice the ham off the bone and all that. And my mum used to go loving it in there. They would never have dreamed of doing stuff like this. They were honest people, man. They was out there just to get a living, carve a living. And that was that. Is this on YouTube? I'm not too sure whether these Zoom events are being. I don't think they are at the moment. But we kick off on there at 7 o'clock. I've just had an email response to that. So, yeah, I'm on that. I'm on that every Tuesday night. And we're really putting it together now, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming up with some remedies for everybody with regard to the constructive fraud and the unlawful conversion of us. And before we disappear, I want to just leave you with James chapter 2, verse 9. And that is that God is not a respecter of persons. And if you consider yourself to be a person, you're a sinner and you transgress the law. And that the Lord delights when you come back into Christ consciousness, okay? And I just hope that you all find your way home and your path home to safety, to love, to wisdom, and to respect. And I pray for every single one of you that we all get through this together. I really do. So I will probably be with you guys at some time tomorrow. Karen Campbell, I love you, sister. You're a sweetheart. Jesus Jones, dude, you're the man. Trevor Good, as always, Trevor, you're a rock star, man. I'm Ben Dow. Thanks for tuning in. Love ya. Craigie Baxter, you look like yourself, cuz. If you ever want to chat with Witchy Woo, any of you, one-to-one, private, you just let me know and we'll dial that shit in. Loves to your brother, yes, Karen Campbell. Love you, darling. You look like yourself. Yeah, we'll live to fight another day. I want to say one thing before I go, ladies and gentlemen, that the dark system, we're going to completely fuck it up. We're going to come back to the light, ladies and gentlemen. I want you all to come with me. Does that make sense? I want you all to come with me to the light, okay? I don't want you in this dark system. And I'm here to play with it. I'm here to play with the darkness. I'm here to play with these Luciferian satanic doctrine people. And I'm here to fuck them. Trust me. And we are going to win. We're going to shine so brightly on these people that they are not going to be able to see a damn thing in their darkness. I love you all. And I'll see you all very soon. Lukey Allen, can we tune into the Zoom? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I'll ask tonight, actually, see whether we can start sharing these links out. But at the moment, I think we're trying to do it just between the 12 or 15 people that are in the group as well. We've got Christopher James from America, a Warrior Calls. We got Simone Marshall, who runs Event 202. We got some fantastic people jumping on board now. We're trying to get Hannah Rose involved. She's just finishing her law degree. She's one of my sovereign friends, lives down in Bristol. And people, look, we are trying our hardest to illuminate in the darkness. Trust me, we are trying so hard to bring light into this world. And one thing's for sure, I do know that we will succeed, even if it's with me or people that follow us and I die. I know that at some point the light will prevail, okay? That's just the time period is coming. It is written and it will be so. So I'll see you all soon, ladies and gentlemen. Look after yourselves. I'm going to cook some dinner now and I'll be on my streaming at 7 o'clock with all my good buddies. Zev Zircon's going to be in there. Zev Zircon myself he's just a dude. I love him dearly. He's a good brother of mine. Karen, look like yourself. Alan Walker, God bless you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Ian Dickens, love you, man. Look after yourself. Sonia Ballard Scott, as always, princess. Yeah, your name's written on my heart. You all are. You're all with me. You're all together. You're all in my soul. You're all in my psyche. God bless you all. I'll see you all soon.